Here to give my prediction for the upcoming fight between Edgar Berlanga and Hamzah Sheeraz. This fight taking place at 168 pounds. I'll give my prediction for this fight. Tail of the tape, we got Edgar Berlanga, 23 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 18 wins by knockout. That 1 loss came at the hands of Canelo Alvarez 2 fights ago. He is 28 years old. He has a 78% knockout ratio, 6'1" with a 73-inch arm reach. Then we got Hamzah Sheeraz. He is at 21 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 17 wins by knockout, 80% knockout ratio, 26 years old, 6'3", with a 75-inch arm reach. Man, these dudes, their dimensions are like really close. Everything about them is almost like identical. Their records, their KO ratio is like right on par with each other's. Their knockout percentage, like I said, their age only a couple of years apart, their height a couple of inches apart, and their fucking reach advantage is a couple of inches apart. That's crazy. So Berlanga has he has no advantages in the dimensions over Hamzah Sheeraz. Hamzah is taller and has the longer reach, and he has the youth. Slightly more, if you want to go by the ratio, he has a little bit more power. But man, Edgar Berlanga, let's talk about him. He came into the sport, as this dude that was dispatching people in 1 round. He was fighting a bunch of no one, like, I don't want to say nobodies, but low tier competition. So when he stepped it up, he started having problems, starting to get knocked down in fights and getting into frustrating fights, biting people. And, so Edgar Berlanga still shows like little hints of being a little immature in there. I could see something like that happening in this fight. Don't be surprised. But he has good power. Very patient, and when he want to be. Decent jab. He likes to mix it up a little bit. He's a inside fighter slightly, but he's more of a mid-range fighter. Not really a person that utilizes much footwork. He seems to have a real solid chin on him. That's a good thing. And the knockdowns that he's taken through his career recently is good for him in a sense, because it helps. Fighters got to go through stuff like that, man. That's why, the best fighters out there that don't have to go through knockdowns and stuff, you can squeak through your career. Floyd is probably an exception. Even Floyd, he had some questionable times where he pretty much was knocked down, but it was never counted, but it happens. And to go through it, I'm not gonna say I'm looking for a fighter to get that happening to him, but I would like to see how a lot of fighters react to getting knocked down. And I've seen how Edgar reacts when he get knocked down. He never was like down and out, like, knocked down and he was like all over the ring. He has a good chin, so that's a plus. Hamzah Sheeraz. Listen, man, this dude is. I always called him the 168, the 168-pound Sebastian Fundora. All right, he has that height. I think he's one of the tallest dudes at the division. That length of his arms, that piston jab is a problem. He has good, he's a heavy puncher, both hands. Good speed, come forward, aggressiveness. He's been knocked down in a fight too, so he knows how I feel to be down. Flash knockdown, I forgot what fight that was. Caught a flash knockdown, got right back up and stopped the dude. But this is a step-up fight for sure for Edgar Berlanga. He needed this. This is definitely a step up. We'll see now how good or how bad he is, but if he loses to Sheeraz, I'm not going to be surprised, because Sheeraz is a good fighter. If he beats Sheeraz, Sheeraz has not lost yet. That would say a lot about Edgar Berlanga too, that he has improved. This is a dangerous fight for both of these dudes. You've got two heavy punchers. Sheeraz is a little bit more technical. He's a better counter puncher. He has the longer reach, and slightly more power, I believe, too. So this is going to be interesting, man. Well, how do I see it going? I don't see these dudes really boxing much. I see this being an in-the-pocket fight, mid-range to in-the-pocket. A lot of body shots thrown, a lot of head hunting. I see multiple knockdowns in this fight from both sides. I see Sheeraz going down. I see Edgar Berlanga going down too. I don't see Berlanga getting knocked out. I don't see it. I see if anybody's gonna get knocked out, it'll be Sheeraz before it be Edgar Berlanga. I think Berlanga's chin is a little bit more proven. But I definitely see a slugfest in this fight. We are going to see definitely multiple knockdowns, and then we'll get to see who lasts the longest. But I'm telling y'all now, I got Berlanga in this fight, dude. I will go with knockout. But shit, man, if there's a strong possibility that he could get knocked out in this fight. So, but I don't see it. I see Berlanga. His shorter arms, kind of like that's what I think he's gonna want to be more up closer to Sheeraz because of his height. So I see Berlanga making this a nasty fight for Sheeraz. Probably try to get up close range to start tapping his chin. I can see that. Man, this is, at first I was trying to really sit down and figure this out. It was like kind of like a tough fight to gauge a little bit, but after I was watching a couple of their last fights, I definitely could see Berlanga pulling it off by the skin of his teeth, a knockout. Probably maybe 6th, 7th round KO. He probably gonna catch Hamzah in between punches or something like that. Knock him down a few times, and then probably until the knockout comes, like 7th. But I got Berlanga going down early in this fight, probably like 3rd round knockdown, probably the 5th round. Then he's gonna probably figure out some things and adjust a little bit. Might see a little bit of frustration coming from Berlanga. You might even see a point get taken away in this fight from Berlanga, and then that's gonna want to force him to get the knockout because the point get deducted from him for, like, I don't know, maybe he's gonna wrap him up or punch him too low or swing after the bell. I could see that. I could see something like that happening. But ultimately, I got Berlanga still winning by knockout late. 7th round knockout for Edgar Berlanga. If this fight goes to the cards, I still probably got, I would take Sheeraz for the cards and Berlanga for the knockout. So, but if you're betting, don't count out Sheeraz for a knockout. You better put that in your bets. Put that in your bets. That's what I'm saying. But I got Berlanga for KO. This is your boy Rebel Life Boxing. Let me know what you think. Catch y'all later on the next one.